Hi, guys. I have with me Dr. Ankush Garg. He is the topmost ranker this time, rank 1 AML and rank 1 CML. So I don't know how these guys get this single digit rank. There's so much inside them, the energy to have achieved this. So I'm really excited. I don't want to waste too much time. You just listen to our Dr. Ankush Garg's story. You'll be fascinated. He has so many things to tell you. Even today, he has just given his MD exam and he's sitting with us. Of course, he is eligible for the exam and he is sitting with us to just talk to you about the crisp way of how to crack and get the dream seat. We have here Dr. Ankush Garg. The podium is yours. Please start with our introduction about yourself and the podium is yours.
Hi, sir. Good evening, sir. My name is Ankush Garg. I am basically from Rajasthan. I did my MBBS from AIMS New Delhi. After that, I am currently pursuing my MD medicine from AIMS New Delhi. And just completed my MD final exam today and I've joined for the interview, sir.
Great. So hat trick. So not many people get this opportunity or this kind of chance. So you are like a crown gem. So we want the the high yield points from you. So first of all, how is your emotions? How did you feel? Did you really believe the rank, or did you know that you're probably close to almost 76 people were selected for the interview? What was running in your mind?
Sir, when I gave the exam, I was sure that I may get rank, but I am not sure what rank I will get. Then I checked my score with other peers. Then I was getting around 65 to 66 questions correct. Then I was like, I will get the seat, and the rank will mainly depend on the interview marks, whether I'll get 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Okay.
So
So already
after
in mind
the
it was 4,
results,
3, 2, and 1.
yes, sir.
Okay, superb, man, superb. So you got six. Did you attempt all the questions? First of all, with respect to theory,
I attempted 78 questions out of the 80 questions. Two questions that I left, I did not have any idea about that question. So it was not, no point of attempting that question because it is -1/3. So I left two questions which I did not know anything about the question.
okay, superb. So that's again a knack for students. Just don't attempt all the questions, but make sure that you attempt at least 98% of questions. There may be 1 or 2% you have no clue about. There's no intelligent guess at all. There's no point. It's just 1/3 chance that you're going to get that wrong. Sorry, 1/3 chance is that you're probably going to get it right, and there's higher chances that you may get it wrong. So based on number of options, so 1/4 chance of getting right when you have no clue doesn't make any sense to attempt it, right? Logically. So
Yes, sir.
that's what Dr.
Yes.
Ankush Garg is telling us. So great. So I don't know, you're just given your MD exams today and you have gone through all this hectic schedule of all these exams and practicals and interview. I don't know, so many things in your mind. How did you really manage everything? Because medicine is a branch where, of course, you have to know neurology well, you have to know gastroenterology well, you have to know a bit of rheumatology, you have to literally know everything. How did your mind even think of gastro first as a specialty of choice, and then to crack an NESS, obviously you have to go in depth, little wider, especially in high yield points in this sub particular branch at least. With how did you get the time? What did you do, superhuman?
Uh, so I basically decided gastroenterology because I wanted an intervention-based branch, and gastroenterology has both intervention and the general medicine also. Both components are present in gastroenterology, so that's why I chose gastroenterology. And second question, so I started preparing gastro from fourth semester, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So I completed fourth and fifth. Then I started revising in the sixth semester. So I was able to complete the revision in the sixth semester. So after two to three revisions, I gave the exam.
Oh, okay. So, what is reading according to you? Is it Harrison's, or is it Schlesinger, or is it question bank, or is it, I don't know. How did you read it in 2 semesters, then revise it in within one more semester up to fourth revision, and then you're giving your exam? How did you do it?
So my strategy was to make my own notes. So I used the Schlesinger important topic based on the previous year's questions, the question which were asked previously. So I marked down the previous year's topics, and also I asked my seniors what all questions are being asked in the exam. So I read those topics from the Schlesinger and made my own notes. So I made my notes in the fourth semester and fifth semester, and then I started reading again in the sixth semester because it is not possible to read the entire book in sixth semester along with the posting, because here it is very hectic in the sixth semester, and we have to prepare for MD final exam also.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, super. So, what was going on in your mind? Like when you're making notes, is it like first page to last page, or is it like this is important topic? Let me make notes. This is important topic. Let me make notes. How did you strategize
So
everything?
I started from hepatology, biliary, pancreas, followed by intestine, esophagus, stomach, and lastly miscellaneous topics. These miscellaneous topics are frequently asked in INI exam, uh, very frequently asked. So I start from hepatology, start from main topics. So I went like main topics which are important: Hep B, Hep C, cirrhosis, portal hypertension. Complete biliary and pancreas is very important for INISS, and intestine is very vast subject, but it is questions are asked, but it is very vast. So I थोड़ा सा cut down the subject, cut down the portion of the intestine. Esophagus is being asked very frequently. It is short and crisp topic. Stomach is more or less asked, but it is less frequently asked as compared to esophagus. Miscellaneous topics are important. You cannot skip miscellaneous topic, considering that these topics are miscellaneous. You have to do the miscellaneous topics.
Okay. So miscellaneous means you meant the symptomatology part or the first few chapters on microbiota and those things. What is miscellaneous
Uh,
according to you?
Miscellaneous is first eight chapters, first two units, first two sections mainly, and
Okay,
the
take it.
symptomatology is less important.
Okay. So did you read line to line, or was it more like this topic is good and then pictures, flowcharts, try to make some meaning, go to the bottom, read the
Mm.
references? How did you do that?
So for a topic, I used to read selectively. I did not give much focus on the pathogenesis, because once you can understand the pathogenesis, it is done. But many questions won't ask from the pathogenesis. It is important to read the table flow chart if it is given in the chapter, and the recent update or recent guideline if it is present for that particular chapter. Just like Hep B, recent guidelines has come. Hep C, portal hypertension. How do we manage acute variceal bleed, acute cholangitis, which is not given in the Schlesinger. That we have to read separately. Recent advances are important for the INISS, which are not which were not asked in this session, but have been asked previously. Recent advances are important.
Recent advances. So recent advances are important, of course. And what we have to also realize is Schlesinger, when you start preparing to write a chapter, the chapter is written now, and all the authors they combine based on existing last recent 5 years, and that gets
Mhm.
published say in over next 2 years, and then it comes to the market. By the time we start reading it is already 3 years old, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes, yes, yes. Yes.
And once the new book comes each year, so what 21st edition, whatever we're reading, is already 8 years old. Let's be open about this fact.
Yes, sir.
So that book came maybe 2018, 2019, something. Already we are 7, 8 years, and the authors would have based on previous guidelines. So
Yes,
advances is something which students should concentrate on also, apart from the main book. There is nothing to tell them that they can't select a question from advances. Advances are also important, so updates are important. That is where a group of probably like a group where we have you might have seniors, you might have juniors, somebody with common interest putting up something common. This is an update, this is an update, this is a new thing, just to know some mechanism of action, some new medication, some new sudden change in tweaking. So the Lyon consensus, for example, there was a
mm,
change to version, then the Chicago's version, there was second version, so this fourth version, so different versions, and that minute tweak which happened from the previous one to the current one, the Rome form criteria and the before, the abdomen pain being the important, before it was even discomfort was okay. So these changes really play an important role too. So great, Dr. Ankush. So advances are important,
I-
point taken from you. And how did you choose? There are so many guidelines. Everything low seems new when you put the in the Google HBV. You have WHO, you have EASL, you have APASL, you have ASLD. How do you choose? This is important.
uh, So for that, I have the benefit that I can ask my seniors which guideline they are following and which guideline is mostly followed in the department. So I used to read that mainly guideline. For Hep B, they follow EASL guidelines or the PASL guidelines. So I read that guideline. Uh, for hepatology, EASL guidelines are very good because they are unbiased guidelines, while American guidelines are thoda sa biased regarding the insurance part. So I read the EASL guideline for the hepatology.
Good. How about cholangitis? Just Tokyo guidelines or
Yes,
something
sir.
more specific? That's it, right?
I
Whatever we
read the
usually think of.
Tokyo guidelines only, sir.
Babinov guidelines for portal hypertension.
Yes, sir. Bavino 7 is very important for portal hypertension.
Some miscellaneous topics like ACG guidelines for say obesity or something odd. You have a good guidelines coming
Uh,
up. You just can read through
yeah, obesity, newer drugs in obesity is very important. The newer drugs which are getting published in NEGM
it.
are
NEJM.
very
Oh,
important.
the keyword. Even rank 3 has told the same thing. NEJM, whatever gets published, put the new one. All going on. You guys are getting smarter day by day. We didn't have this kind of podium to discuss. This is something which you should go through. Great, man. So advances. Superb. So you had revised your notes so many times. How about questions? Did you probably must have not got time to read through MCQs, then go back prospectively, see the theory part of that? Did you get time to really go through a lot of questions?
When I was started reading the chapter, then I used the question bank. What all questions are being asked? Sorry, sir. I will drink some water.
No problem. No problem. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. So when I started reading the chapter, then I used the question bank of doc tutorial to see whether what all question can be found in this chapter, and what all questions are what is important in that particular chapter to have the idea about the chapter. Then I see the questions, then I start reading the chapter, and it is very easy to understand the chapter if you know what all questions can be found in this chapter, and that's how
Excellent.
I use the question bank.
Superb. So great. So now you have given the theory exam. So how was your mind and state of mind just before exams? Was like you would have already worked and you probably had hardly any time to give your exams. So what was your mindset before actually giving the theory paper? Because many of them blank out during the exam. They get tense. They don't get enough time to prepare. Like what was your strategy? Just because you've consistently done good in your MBBS, MD, now DM, like a hat trick in AIMS Delhi. So probably how do you maintain your calmness? Are you a spiritual person, mindful person, or that you know what I'm trying to get in? So your mind should be calm, right? So what do you do for this?
So before the exam, you have to plan that at last moment reading may not be very important, but you have to plan how you will keep your mind calm just one day before the exam and in the morning of the exam. You have to just make a plan how you will keep your mind calm, because you have to apply your brain again during that 1.5 hours. All the reading that you have done is not important unless you apply in the exam, and if you keep your mind open during those 1.5 hours. And it is very important to remain calm and keep your mind open in those 1.5 hours. Everything depends on what you do in 1.5 hours. Nothing depends on what you have done in the past 2 years or past 1 years. So you have to remain calm in the last 1.5 hours. It is very
How about the
important.
sleep the previous day? Some of them hardly sleep; they're just in front of their book. And sleep is important. Just the day
Yes, sir.
before.
Sleep. Yes, sir. You have to take sleep 7 to 8 hours before the night. So it will keep you calm in the exam.
Some of them go fasting for the exam. They just don't get the mood to even ingest anything. So what's your
So I believe that if you are taking too much stress on the last day of the exam, that it is not very useful. You may not be able to eat much. You may revise very hard points, very one-liner points, but those questions will not be asked very much in the exam. So my thing, you should remain calm. After 5 p.m. or 8 p.m., you should not read anything, and you should stay calm.
okay, great. So what Dr. Ankush is clearly telling to you guys is your mind will, as it is, have lot of data taken over last 2 3 months before the exam. So what it needs ideally is the ability to analyze. Okay, so you'll have some facts and you have to have free mind to analyze the question, read it well, make sure that you read the all but except questions, options are read well. Whatever you are reading, the mind should see it as it is. You can't make up, your mind starts making up also at times. So you need significant space for analysis. So that is what you need. A good sleep the previous day, you should probably eat a little, make sure that you're not hypoglycemic during the actual theory exam. So once you have done the theory exam and you have just told us beautiful amazing strategies, next came the interview round. Now interview round each year changes a little bit, so the more of technology being used off late. So what was your preparation strategy for interview round?
So for interview, I use the doc tutorials interview video for the question that have been asked previously from in the last two sessions. So I know the pattern of the question, the type of question they are asking, and after that I also revise important topics from the entire gastro, like hepat mein they are asking Hep B, Hep C, Bud Chiari, portal hypertension, acute variceal bleed, and all the four emergencies: acute variceal bleed, cholangitis, ASUC, uh, and one more ALF they are asking.
Well,
So I
mm,
revised all these guidelines and important topics from each section. From esophagus, they mostly ask GRD and reflux, and from pancreas and biliary they can ask anything. And from intestine, they mainly ask IBD, obstruction, case-based scenario based on obstruction, mesenteric ischemia. So I revised those topics, and that's the thing I did. And spots also, instruments, endoscopes. That's
superb. So did you work during your medicine in gastroenterology department and get inspired seeing somebody that yes, this is the branch I should take, or how did you intellectualize that gastro is your branch of choice?
So I did my gastro posting for 2 to 3 months. The faculties of gastro department in AIMS are very good. They are matlab, they are very good. So I was very inspired by the faculties and the senior residents of that department. They are very hardworking and they are very good. So and it also has all the things that I want in a department and in a field. So I just wanted to take gastroenterology.
Superb. Inspiring story. Single digit rank, the best rank possible that anybody would be dreaming. You have the dream rank with you. We're very happy. How did you feel? You were definitely a part of the interview round, that we mock interview round. How beneficial was it? What did you feel that you was a take home point for you? And how do you feel for the next colleagues who are going to appear for the next exams? The interview round was, I mean, the mock
I
interview that
think
we conduct.
I think everyone should attend that mock interview round because there is no other place where these questions are summarized so well. All the questions were summarized and the explanation was given very well. Matlab, all the questions that have been asked in last 2 or 3 sessions were summarized and answers were given. And there is no other place that I could find the questions and answers for the interview round. So I could basically have a knowledge of what question they can ask next time, basically based on the previous sessions.
Great, Dr. Ankush. So, real messages taken from you. More importantly, how to have, even if you have less time, there cannot be anybody who has lesser time than what you had for the exam. And you have, in fact, got the best rank. And then, so how your mind calculated and studied during your MD days for the high yield points, and then crack the interview round also. Now you here you are with your dream seat. uh, we're very happy and very proud of you, and congratulations once again from me and especially the Doc Tutorials family. So it's a pleasure to have you with us, and welcome to the club of gastroenterologists. And probably we'll definitely meet you again in one or the other conferences. And please be in our WhatsApp group. Your guidance is required for most of the colleagues who come over time with us. So thank you. Thank you for being a part. Any other message you want to tell for the students who are going to appear for the exam next time? Any message, take home message before we conclude this current talk?
So for theory exam, both gastro and medicine part and biostatistics are important. Almost 30 questions are asked from medicines and 50 questions are asked from gastro. Out of that 50 question, around 2 to 3 biostats questions are asked. If you don't read biostats, then those easy question will be very wrong. Will get wrong. So you have to read medicine as some some portion of medicine as well as biostats. Biostats can be read easily in 2 to 3 days, but you have to read medicine also. So that is the advantage of giving uh, entrance exam with the with MD final profs, that you don't have to read medicine much. So you can easily crack medicine questions.
Don't have to specially give attention to medicine because it's just too vast, and but still you need to know
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
So yeah,
Yes, sir.
great. Thank you. Amazing. Uh, very happy for you. Thank you for being
Thank
a
you, sir.
part of this.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Have a nice. Good luck with all your NDRs. Thank you.
Thank you.